Welcome to Third and Long, where we bring out the best in men's clothes, on the surface and underneath. Would Dave Dickenson wear these? I don't know. We will try and find out on Third and Long.
Third and Long is brought to you by Envision Custom Renovations. Transform your home into luxury living.
Welcome to Third and Long. I'm Mike. This is Coach Dave. Let me ask you a couple of questions on that loss. Have you ever been to the Command Center in Toronto?
Haven't been. I'm not sure where it's located. I wanted to telepathically go there after the game and visit our friend working there, but have never been there.
How many people work inside there?
Not sure. I mean, they have a guy in charge each week, each game. I've been told there is some, Players Association has sent a guy there a time or two to kind of see how it's operated, and obviously it's an ex-ref or a guy in the officiating crew that isn't working that day that's in Toronto. A lot of pressure on that person, obviously, but we always know who it is because we get a little card that tells us who it is. So
thank you card?
Never a thank you card, actually. Yeah, that thing happened in this game, but always know who's there, and that way, there at least is hopefully some accountability.
Eyesight tested or not?
That I don't know, but
okay.
I would hope that would be a parameter of the job requirement. Yes.
Yes. Okay. The reason, because there were. Hey, listen, we're not making excuses here, and for all those people in Saskatchewan that think we are, we're not. We just want a fair ball game. And there weren't a lot of good calls in that game. There were bad calls. Let's be honest. Officiating has been bad, not only in this game, but other games. And we saw it firsthand against Montreal.
Yeah, I'm not really at... I'm
putting you on the spot here, buddy. Really, I know that.
I know it's a hard job.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think any game's going to be perfectly officiated. There's never a game that's perfectly played, perfectly coached. It's not going to be a perfectly officiated game ever. So you're gonna have some ebbs and flows. There's going to be some ups and downs. But as I said, I mean, I'm not going to shy away that I felt like we got the short end of some calls, and I was more confused on the standard, I guess. So I made a few calls, sent in some few clips, hoping that we get a little bit better resolution coming up soon from that game, and that I have a clearer idea of what's going to be called, what's going to get overturned, and what the role of the Command Center is.
Okay, just from a media point of view, a fan's point of view, I don't have the knowledge you do, but from my point of view, if you do not see a ball cross the goal line, you can't say it's a touchdown. Am I correct?
I would agree. I consider it, I know we're in Canada, so a lot of people, same as in hockey. If the guy's glove is there and you think the glove, it should be in the back of the glove, the puck, and it looks like it should be across the line. If you can't see it, you can't give a goal. And that frustrates people, I get it, but that's kind of the standard. And I would think the same in football as well. If you haven't seen a touchdown, if you can't see the ball cross the goal line, obviously then it's not a touchdown.
Well, and then it was then you have the Eric Rogers catch, and boy, oh boy, can you imagine how exciting that game would have been if they would have let that stand? I mean, it was a great game anyhow, Dave.
It was. I mean, I was actually, I was hoping, but I didn't have a lot of faith at that point that we were going to get that call. It was close. I mean, I think Eric might have got that toe down. I wasn't as upset with that call because I understand it's a tough call. He made the call on the field that it wasn't a touchdown. There wasn't, I guess 1,000% of evidence saying that was the truth, that he could overturn it. So I get that one. To me, it was more the roughing the quarterbacks and some other stuff that I felt like potentially could have been fixed a little bit easier.
One thing about that game though, that was good for the league. Arbuckle.
Yeah.
And their quarterback played so well. I mean, you're seeing these young guys, the kid in Saskatchewan too. At the start of the year, everyone was wondering, where are all the great quarterbacks?
Yeah.
But you see some young potential guys coming up, Dave.
Yeah, and I mean, I read a thing or heard a thing about, how are we going to keep the quarterbacks healthy? 7 of the 9 starters are now hurt. Yeah. To be honest, though, some of those starters are back, and they're not taking their jobs back anyway. Franklin's back, Pipkin's back. He's not beating out Vernon Adams.
No.
So some of them weren't really in locked-in starter mode anyway. And it's still a rough, tough game, but what it does, it allows like some of these young guys, some of this new blood to show that they can play, and I think you've seen that. I think Cody Fajardo's done an outstanding job in Saskatchewan. I think Nick has done an outstanding job. Vernon is doing an outstanding job in Montreal. Dane Evans in Hamilton has taken a nice step forward. And that's what happens. It's called the progression of life. Yes, you obviously love seeing your stars, but there's another guy chomping at the bit, trying to get that job, and maybe just as good or just about as good. All he needs is experience, and some of these guys are taking the ball and literally doing their thing and doing a great job.
Where is Bo at? Can you update us on this?
I don't have any update on Bo, actually. And right now, I'm a little bit perplexed on where we're going to go with it. I'm just going to let Bo feel like he's 1,000% confident he can play. The problem is he's back on 6th game. He really won't be able to practice. He has to do it on his own. He has to feel like he's good to go. Then go again until he feels good to go again. At that stage, we'd feel good to activate him and get him going.
Right.